Welcome to A Student of Leadership, a micro-podcast where leaders are made one habit at a time. Hosted by Rob Adams, a leadership veteran with 30 years of experience, this podcast explores key concepts that define exceptional leadership. Each episode delves into a powerful word or strategy, offering practical insights and real-world stories. Whether you're just starting out or an experienced executive, join Rob as he guides you in learning, growing, and leading with purpose.
Good day, everyone, and welcome back to another edition of A Student of Leadership, powered by Unipro Food Service. I'm Robert Adams, your host, and today I want to slow things down for just a minute. Leadership gets loud, and complexity shows up whether we're ready or not. So if you're listening in the quiet before the day begins, or somewhere in the chaos, I'm glad you pulled up a chair at the leadership table. This is where we grow through real stories, real habits, and real connection. You see, food brings people together. Leadership keeps them together. Real leaders, real growth, and one table. Today, in episode 45, we're going to be talking about leading through complexity. Not difficulty, complexity. You see, this is how great leaders make calm decisions when the path isn't clear for us. Difficulty has answers. Complexity has many layers. Anyone can handle a tough problem. But when the problem is tangled, emotional, fast-moving, or has no clear right answer, that's where real leadership shows up. A story that brings this to life comes from a place most people don't expect: the world of emergency medicine. At Brigham and Women's Hospital, a nurse manager named Linda Keeney became known for her ability to lead calmly during high-stakes situations. In one particular case, a patient developed a rare life-threatening reaction during a routine procedure. It was chaos. People froze. The room got loud. The stakes were high. But Linda didn't match the chaos. She lowered her voice. She asked one clear question at a time. She directed attention to facts, not fear. And she modeled a calm behavior that brought everyone else back to center. Later, when someone asked how she stayed so focused in a moment like that, she said, "Complexity shrinks when people feel safe enough to think." Now that line stuck with me because it's exactly how leadership works in food service, or quite honestly, in any industry, in any role. When emotions run high or the path gets messy, people look to us, the leaders in the organization, not for answers, but for steadiness. Marshall Goldsmith teaches something very similar. He said, great leaders don't add pressure, they absorb it. Not by pretending everything is okay, but by choosing behaviors that make others feel capable enough to think clearly. So let me ask you something today. Where are you in adding pressure when you could be absorbing it? Where are you rushing when the moment actually needs you to slow down? And how often does your team see you choose clarity over emotion? Now, as always, I'm bringing you our leadership challenge for this week. The next time something unexpected hits, a last-minute request, a supply chain issue, a team conflict, a broken plan, I want you to pause for 3 seconds before you react. Just 3, not 10, just 3. In that tiny little space, ask yourself, what's the signal here and what's the noise? Then respond from the signal. That one behavior can completely change the temperature of your team. And if someone came to mind while you're listening, invite them to the leadership table. Share this episode with them and say, this is how we grow together. Because food always gives us roots. Leadership always provides us purpose. Real leaders, real growth, and at one table. Now, before we wrap for today's episode, I want to invite you to stay connected beyond just this micro podcast, because leadership isn't something you learn once. It's something you practice every single day. So every Monday morning, I send out the leadership table on Beehive. It's where we start the week with practical insights and simple habits that help you lead with clarity and confidence. On Wednesdays, we meet again for the Breaking Bread newsletter, a student leadership on LinkedIn. That's where we build community, share stories, and talk about leadership the same way we talk about food, as something that brings people together. And every Friday, we close the week with the Mindful Leader on Substack. It's a short reflection to help you slow down, reset, and reconnect while you lead in the first place. Each one's different. Together, they create an amazing rhythm of learning, connecting, and reflecting. Because leadership is not a solo act. It's a shared table. Now, next time in episode 46, we're going to be talking about energy management and why sustainable leadership has nothing to do with time and everything to do with how you manage your internal battery. So until next time, I'm Robert Adams, your host from a Student of Leadership micro podcast. I will see you at the table. Take care, everybody.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of The Student of Leadership. Leadership is about who we become and how we help others grow. If you found value in this podcast, share it with a fellow leader and connect with Rob on LinkedIn or leave a review. New episodes drop weekly, so don't forget to subscribe to stay connected. Until next time, keep learning, growing, and leading with intention. Remember, great leaders are made one habit at a time. See you next time on A Student of Leadership.